Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. I'm in my tunnel. Y'all know what today is. Today is seed starting day. We are 5 weeks away from our last frost date in zone 7. So that's what this video is all about. So thank you so much for stopping by. If you're new, welcome. I am doing seed starting every single week. We started at 12 weeks before the last frost date, and we're going all the way up to the time it's time to put the plants in the ground. So y'all, I'm excited because we're 1 week closer. It's 5 weeks until the last estimated frost date. I'm in zone 7B. Our estimated last frost date is April the 20th, and I am in the state of Tennessee. So before I jump into this video, let me give you an update because many of you have checked on me because you know that I had surgery. So let me give you an update. Yes, this is live at the time that I'm doing it. And it really is 5 weeks before the last frost date. So this is my first time in the tunnel in 5 days. And to say I'm excited and that I was fiending to get out here is an understatement. So I did have surgery about 3 days ago on my foot. I had a bone spur under my toenail. Random, odd. If you've ever had that, let me know. It was extremely painful, and it took us a while to figure out what was going on. But anyway, I had outpatient surgery 3 days ago. I'm upright. I am mobile. I have a boot on. So I am thankful that I'm upright and can walk around, albeit much slower. Can't do all the things that I normally would do out here, but I am thankful that I am able to stand and do this video today. So the first 24 hours, once the anesthesia wore off, that pain was something real, right? The first 24 hours was really, really bad. But after that, I've been blessed. I would say pain level is a 3 out of 10. I can manage a 3, right? So I don't know how long I will be not able to wear shoes. I'm thinking maybe 2 to 3 weeks. We'll see. So I'll give you a shot of what I got going on. Now, my husband, he ain't here, he ain't here. But I told him I was coming to the tunnel, and he was just like, you just don't listen. Well, here's the thing. I'm mobile. I can walk, right? I just cannot get my foot wet or obviously dirty, right? Because we don't want bacteria and infection. So I have a boot, and then I have rigged me up a sock so that it wouldn't be tight on my foot. I cut the sock. I have an opening on the side, and then I also have a plastic bag over my foot so nothing can get on it. I think I'm double covered plus prayer. What y'all think? Let me show you what I'm working with. Y'all, that's my current situation. It's my right foot, which is my driving foot, but I have a boot, if you can tell. There's my little boot. I have a sock on. It's my big toe, so I have an opening on the right-hand side of the sock, just so the sock wouldn't be tight on my foot, but I kind of have it tucked in under it. I have a plastic bag over it, so no dirt will get on my foot. So that's what we're working with. My son is going to come out here and help me water. He's gonna, he loaded my car with the stuff. He'll come back down here and help me load up my car. So I got a plan. The show must go on, y'all. The show must go on. So let's talk about today. I'm excited. And so if you're new here, like I said, I'm doing seed starting every single week. I have a seed starting playlist that I will pop up here. And so if you're in my zone or not in my zone, you can follow along. You may be behind me. You may be ahead of me, right? But if you're definitely with me or behind me, then you can follow along and know, hey, 6 weeks before the last frost date, what should I be planting, right? Do I want to plant my tomatoes or should I be planting cucumbers, right? Everything has a different time period of when you want to start it. You do not want to start all your seeds at one time that have varying growing cycles, right? You wouldn't start your tomatoes and your squash at the same time because tomatoes take a long time to mature. Squash does not. Now, the only time I guess you would start them all at the same time is maybe if you're late or something like that. But this is a way for you to know if you're on track with your seed starting. So we're going to talk about what we're starting today at 5 weeks in, but also what we do each and every week is that I show you the seedlings that you and I started together the week before. That way, you know, hey, what does it look like when it comes up? Am I on track? How is her germination? How is my germination? Should it be germinated? Like, you can see all the things. So I'm literally taking you along with me, and you can see the things that we started last week and see how it's progressed in just 7 days. So I'm going to insert that footage right here. Okay, y'all, let's start with our basil that we started last week. You can see overall great germination. We had perfect germination in this row here with the Italian sweet basil. We have 50% germination with the lemon basil. The first one did germinate. The second one has not. The Italian Genovese, perfect. And you can just see that overall, really good. The African basil didn't germinate. And again, I've had those seeds for probably 3 years now, so that may be why. But overall, I think when I counted, I have 57 out of 72. So that's not bad at all. Okay, this is the second tray that we started. This was flowers and lettuce. So look, y'all, we finally have nasturtiums. So out of 12, I have 9. So remember, none of my nasturtiums the week before had germinated, and these nasturtiums are the seeds from the lovely viewer. I think it's Jenny. So thanks so much, Jenny, because your seeds germinated. The garlic chives have not done anything. Our lettuce is looking good here. Perfect germination on that. Perfect germination on more lettuce there. This is another lettuce. These are pelleted seeds that I didn't see the date on, so they may be old because pelleted seeds usually germinate faster, but I do see 2 germinating there and there. More lettuce, doing well. This is straw flower, my first time. So I have 5 out of 6, and then these are the dahlias, and we have 10 out of 12. So overall, this tray germinated very well. Okay, guys, so you can see how things are progressing. So I showed you 2 out of the 3 trays that we did. The basil is looking marvelous. We had great germination on the basil. If you have not started basil, you can still start basil this week. Basil is from 4 to 6 weeks before the last frost date. Last one we started, it was 6 weeks. So you can still start more basil today, because we're going to start more basil today. And so you're not behind on that if you're in my zone. Basil loves heat. So I did have my basil on a heat mat. It germinated within 2 days. In 48 hours, I had basil all over that tray. I took it off the heat mat. I took the humidity dome off, and I put it under lights, and you can see the progress of what's been growing with the basil. Also, you saw that our lettuce and our flowers are doing well. The tray that I didn't show you was the marigolds. So remember, I started marigolds 2 weeks ago in a 72 cell tray. And I showed you last week that about 50% of that tray had germinated. So we had about 36. And so I re-sowed new seeds in the spots that were bare, right? I'm here to tell you, ain't nothing germinated yet. Like, out of the new stuff, nothing has germinated. So I didn't even lug the tray out to show you that nothing has germinated. I don't know why. The other marigolds germinated within the week. They said some marigolds can take 7 to 14 days. The first set germinated within 7 days. I'm going to give these a little bit longer, but we're also going to start more marigolds today. The other thing that I did off camera was that I actually did some more peppers and stuff like that. Those are just extra, and I'm doing that for a special project that I'm doing later on. So I didn't show you that. And those are halfway germinated, halfway not. So overall, last week was a success. We had good germination. So let's talk about what can you sow indoors 5 weeks before your last frost date. So anything that you see on a package that says 4 to 6 weeks, you are good to sow those things indoors at this time. So what things are those? So we did basil last week. You can still be doing basil. Now, obviously, you can still do tomatoes at 5 weeks before. Ideally, it's 6 weeks before. But if you started your tomatoes at the 6 weeks point and you feel like you don't have good germination, or you feel like you need to do some more, go ahead and pop you some more seeds and start you some more tomato seeds, right? Swiss chard is another one. I'm not growing Swiss chard this year, but if you like Swiss chard, you can be doing that. And obviously, I'm talking about all the summer stuff. If you are doing a spring garden, so all of the cool weather stuff, I'm not doing that because I've been doing that all winter long because I have a greenhouse. But this will be the time from the cool weather side to be doing your cabbages, your carrots, your spinach, your lettuce, and things like that. We're doing lettuce all year long. So we do lettuce just about every week or two. We're starting new lettuce seeds. If you see me shifting, it's because I'm trying to shift my weight. It's hard to find a shoe that is the same height as the boot. So if you see me shifting around, that's what I'm doing. I'm just shifting my weight, trying to get it as comfortable as I possibly can in a boot. Okay. So what else? So you got your cool weather stuff that you could be doing if you're doing a spring type garden. I'm not doing a spring garden because, again, all the stuff that I just mentioned, I've been growing all winter long. And for me, it starts to get really hot here in May, and I have not had success with sowing those things and trying to keep them through the end of May. The bugs come and all that stuff, so I don't do that. But if you're in a climate where you can do it, then by all means, go right ahead. You could be doing kale, lettuce, spinach, collards, carrots, all of those type cool weather things. But if you're doing more of the getting prepared for the summer garden, then at 5 weeks, you could be doing your basil, your Swiss chard. You could do more tomatoes if you wanted to. You could also be doing your flowers, right? So nasturtiums, marigolds, statice, dianthus, coleus, what else? The only flowers that I know of that you would not do, or that I have not done yet, are my sunflowers and my zinnias. I do my zinnias about 4 weeks before last frost date, so that'll be next week. And then I usually do my sunflowers 3 weeks before the last frost date. So, but again, if you are one that you want to get a week ahead, or you know that your climate is a little bit different, then go right ahead. But at the 5 week point, to me, there's nothing new that I'm going to be starting today. Well, a couple of new things, but mainly what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to do more basil. Let me just show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do more basil, Italian sweet basil, and basically those two of these that didn't germinate, I'm just replacing those, right? So that I have a full thing of basil. So I will be doing more basil, lemon, and Italian sweet basil. I'm going to be doing coleus. This is a new one for me. Thank you. I think it's Jenny that sent me the bucket of seeds. I'm going to do this one, and I'm doing this one for my GREENSTALK. I'm not a big fan of coleus, but in a GREENSTALK, I'm not going to matter. It's not going to matter to me because I'm doing it for the color. That's what I'm doing it for. I'm also going to do some more nasturtiums. You see that I finally have some germination on my nasturtium, so I have 9. I'm going to do more, and again, it's specifically for my GREENSTALK. I'm going to do a GREENSTALK, excuse me, that has a lot of flowers in it, and so that's why I'm doing all these flowers, because I know for a fact I need to fill up my GREENSTALK. And y'all, when you see this video, look, watch me all week long, because GREENSTALK got something new coming out, and I will be sharing it with you this week, okay? You ain't gonna want to miss it. You're not gonna want it. But let me tell you right now, if you like, Barbara, I don't need another GREENSTALK, when you see my video, you better not click play, because once you click play, you gonna pay. You gonna buy you another GREENSTALK, I guarantee you. Okay, so I'm gonna do some more nasturtiums. I did these before. They didn't germinate, but I love the color, this peach color. So that they're not all the same color, I'm gonna try these again. But I'm also going to do the ones that did germinate last week, because we had success with these. So I'm going to do more of those, right? I'm going to try marigolds again. I'm going to do 2 kinds and get me some more marigolds. And again, I'm doing marigolds because, again, I have a large space. I will use it in my GREENSTALK, but I will use a lot of it in my garden. I interplant my tomatoes with marigolds. It helps with pollination, and it's a great companion plant. So that's why I'm doing a lot of marigolds, because you go to the big box stores, they have that little 6-pack of marigolds, those little tied yellow looking marigolds. That's the only color they have, is usually yellow and orange. They don't have these other varieties and colors, but you'll get a little 6-pack and it'll be like $6. I can grow my own. So I'm just going overboard growing a lot of them because I can use them. Okay. I'm also going to do more lettuce, and more cayenne, and I'm going to do more celosia. I'll show you in a little bit. I had some decent germination on my celosia, but I did my celosia in the mini 20 soil blocks. Those things dry out really quick. I was out of town most of last week, so the boys were in charge. Y'all, they do great. But when I came back, some of my plants was dead. That's a fact. I'm not saying I don't know what happened, but some of my plants were dead, so I'm starting some more celosia. We're going to leave it at that, okay? And what else am I doing? I'm going to do some more straw flower. My straw flower germinated really well. And that's again for the green stalk. So basically today is really just filling in, right? If for some reason I could not start things today, will I still need some stuff? I will, because I know that I want to do my green stalk, one of my green stalks with flowers, just for beauty's sake. But I'm not doing anything that's so critical in terms of my overall like food eating plan. Does that make sense? I feel pretty good about my peppers and my tomatoes, what we have so far. So I feel really good about that. And plus I will be doing another succession of tomatoes and peppers. So let's say once I get my tomatoes out in the ground, and let's just say I need more, or one goes bad or something like that, I'll be doing another succession. So I have time to catch up, but I feel like I have enough for my initial growing in the greenhouse and in the outside gardening. I was going through my numbers last night. And again, y'all know I love a spreadsheet and I love organization. The more intentional you are, the more planful you are, I believe you have a more abundant garden, right? Now, you may not be the order type. You might like to be a little bit more free in your garden, and that's okay. Why? Because it's your garden. But for me, this is how I am in like my personal life and in my business life. So it just carries over into my garden life, right? I like to be as organized as I can be. So I was looking at my numbers last night. I know how many plants I can fit in each row. So I was going back through my numbers, making sure, do I have enough to just fill up what I have? And right now I am on track. I won't bore you with all those details. If you want to know, let me know, because I'll be happy to show you my spreadsheets and how I categorize and organize stuff last night. But that's only if you like a, spreadsheet geek like me. Okay, so today I'm going to be starting those seeds. But again, for you at 5 weeks before, it's anything that you can do 4 to 6 weeks before, or this is a great time for you to take inventory of what you already have. What do I mean by taking inventory? Take a look at what you've started. How many do you have? Do you have enough? Do all of your seedlings look good? Do you have a surplus in case something dies or something has transplant shock? So this is a great time to take inventory, and whatever you feel like you are missing or whatever you feel like you are lacking and you want to get have enough of, this is a great time to do it at 5 weeks before. So I'm going to get my tray filled up with soil and start and map out a plan for starting these seeds. The other thing that I'm going to be doing today is up potting. Let me show you this before we do this. This is one of the trays I'm going to be up potting. Y'all, look at my wheatgrass. Look at my wheatgrass. And then I have this beautiful lettuce that is ready to be up potted as well. So we're going to be doing that. And then I have a whole tray of tomatoes to be up potted. So let me get my soil. We'll start our seeds and we'll be on our way. Okay guys, so I got all the seeds started. So today, just one tray. This is the least amount we've done since we started, but I have all the things. I have the glowing embers, celosia. I have coleus. I have 2 things of nasturtiums, marigolds, sunflowers, a mini romaine lettuce that's a red. That's going to go in my green stalk. Then I have another lettuce that is the mescalin. And then I have another thing of marigolds, some more cayenne peppers, and then 2 things of basil to replace the ones that didn't germinate. So just one tray today. I will not put this on the heat mat because it's mixed with flowers, basil, and all that. Although basil does like heat, it'll just take longer to germinate. Or I'll take out, well, that's the beauty about these. I can actually just take these off the tray and put these on the heat mat with my dome. So that's what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do with my little dome. It's right back there, but I'm trying to stand in place, so I don't want to walk or step back over there. So that is the tray. I covered it with vermiculite. I can tell that the vermiculite does make a difference because last week I forgot to cover all of my seeds with vermiculite, and this was the first time that I saw fungus gnats again since the beginning of the seed starting season. So it definitely does help. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to up pot. I have lettuce and stuff to up pot. and tomatoes. I'm not going to take you through the whole up potting process because I've shown you that, but I am going to show you me up potting the tomatoes into, y'all know, some new trays. So let me get the trays and get situated and set up with that, and then I'll show you that, and then we'll be one step closer to another week of seed starting. Okay, two things before we start up potting. I mentioned GREENSTALK. So if you're new to me or new to GREENSTALK and you don't know what I mean, GREENSTALK garden.com. The link is in my bio. It is a vertical gardening container system. If you are short on space, if you want to grow vertically, if you have a small footprint of space, I highly encourage you to try a GREENSTALK. Go to the link in my bio, GREENSTALKgarden.com. There is an affiliate link. You get $10 off of any purchase. I think that's $75 or more. So definitely go check that out. You will fall in love. I'm telling you, you will fall in love. The other thing is, I know I've gotten a couple of messages from people who are like, man, it's so nice in my area. I'm ready to plant out my stuff. Make sure that, again, I mean, your garden, but just a suggestion, make sure that you're looking at your last frost day and don't be fooled by the temperatures. Like, it's been really nice here the last couple of days. Like one day this week, it was like 79 degrees. You're like, oh yeah, let's plant. But guess what? Tonight and tomorrow night, we're going to have a freeze. So again, don't be so tempted to put your stuff out if you know for a fact that your last frost day hasn't passed. And usually when the last frost day hits, I still look at the forecast 10 days out just to see if there's going to be another frost. So just a word to the wise. Now let me show you our new trays. Okay, so now we're going to up pot some of our tomatoes. So we started our tomatoes in these 16 cell trays from Epic Gardening. These tomatoes, as you can see, they're leggy, and I have not found a great way to keep the tomato plants from being leggy. Now, obviously, you know, you want them close to the light, but because they grow so fast, I always end up just, of course, up potting them because you have to, because they have a long maturity. But also I can dig it down deeper as I up pot it. But as the tomatoes and stuff are growing, they grow really fast. And so even though the light was on them, they still just kind of grow up tall. But we'll plant these a little bit deeper when we up pot them. But we started them in these 16 cell Epic Gardening trays. Now we're going to up pot into these new trays, Epic Gardening 4-block trays. These trays are 4 inches. There's 4 each, and they're 4 inches high. They also come in 3 inches high, but I bought the 4 inches. So I'm going to up pot, and this is going to be their forever home until they go into the garden. Now, last year I used 5-inch pots from Bootstrap Farmer. Let me see if I have an example of that one. Let me see if I can grab it. Oh, all I gotta do is make one step back. Voila. So this is the Bootstrap Farmer. This is a 5-inch pot. 4 inches, 5 inches. So you can see the difference. But look how much real estate this takes up. In a 10-20 tray, you can only fit 8 of these. I ran out of space just like that and did not have enough space. This is a great pot because it makes it really, really deep, but it's just not efficient for me with the scale that I'm starting. So I'm going to try these this year. Now, I up potted some of these last week before I had my surgery off camera. I'm telling you, I'm already in love. I already placed me another order so that I can do all of my tomatoes and peppers in these kind of pots right here. Again, the pot is very sturdy. You can get it in 3 inches or 4 inches, but it's 4. And in a 10-20 tray, I can fit 8 of these, which means 32 in a tray versus 8 in a tray. So again, from if you're concerned about space, you have to think about how can you be more efficient and still get the desired result. So for me, I'm going to be doing my up potting in these right here. So I just wanted to show you that. We're going to go from here to here. I'm going to do a tray, let you see what it looks like, and we'll go from there. Okay, guys, I have it all up potted. You can see here. And so no more legginess because I planted them deep. So I have 32. And y'all, just keep in mind that if I was using Bootstrap Farmer trays, these are 2.5-inch pots versus the 4. 32 of these will fit in a 10-20 tray. But even though it's the same quantity, these are in their forever home. If I go to this, more than likely I'm still going to have to up pot just because the roots get so big and they'll still be needing more space. So this is a great option for up potting your tomatoes and your peppers. So y'all, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon up potting tons of stuff while I can, and there are always going to be more to up pot. So also, if you are kind of tracking with me, you may also be at the point where it's time to up pot some of your tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and things like that. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate all the prayers and the nice messages that you guys sent me for my surgery. Please keep me in prayer and pray that I will be back in the shoe real soon, because I have been super conscious all day, like standing in one place, making sure that my foot didn't have anything on it, and just trying to move very, very gently. Now, don't tell my husband I was out here, okay? That's between me and you and me, okay? So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. Remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.